welcome, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about I am. I am not as in deity. Not as in deity. Not as in deity, but I am consciousness. Consciousness. So I'm going to talk about consciousness. The great I am. Consciousness, not the deity, okay? So who am I? Who are you? So when I say who am I, you should be thinking who am I as in who are you? Am I my physical body? No, I'm not. What is my physical body? At the most superficial level, my physical body is flesh. If you look deeper, let's say you have a microscope, you look deeper, my physical body, you're going to see cells. If you look deeper or zoom in deeper, what are you going to see? You're going to see the organelles or the organs that make up the cell and all of the structures that support the cell, right? That's what you're going to see. You look deeper. Let's say you go inside the nucleus, right? You look deeper, you get inside the nucleus. Then you're going to see DNA strands, right? DNA and RNA and everything that they make, all the structural components. You look deeper, zoom in deeper, you're going to see what? Molecules, the biochemical activity. You look deeper than that, you're going to see what? The electric activity that powers and innervates or causes your what? Causes your cells to have the ability to be active. Life. If you look deeper than that, what you're going to see is what? You're going to see particles, right? Particles. And then those particles, according to modern science, they change form. They can take the form of a wave. And then when you give it attention, it takes the form of a particle. So a wave is energy. You cannot see it. That's why it's called a wave, right? But once you give it your attention, all of a sudden you can see it. It's perceptive. You can perceive it, right? Now this was done through experimentation. These observations or findings were done through experimentation. I don't know how reliable it is. I don't even know if it's, for all I know, it's a lie. I have no idea, right? I wasn't there. I never did the experimentation. So, of course, I'm in a position just like you where I have to either accept it or reject it, right? It's a matter of what? It's a matter of belief, right? But you should be able to, according to their type of science, reproduce the same results, right? And according to them, many other laboratories, scientists have reproduced the same results, okay? This is the best coffee that I've ever had in Vietnam. And it's surprising because this coffee shop is kind of like a hole in the wall, y'all. It's kind of like a hole in the wall, to be honest. They have the best coffee. This coffee has like a chocolate taste. It has a chocolate taste, and the lady here, the family here, they're very kind to me. So every time I come in this area, I make sure that I stop and buy some coffee, because they literally have the best coffee. If the place looked better, I would come here more often. But I went through this kind of thing. I went through this thing, y'all. Like initially, I didn't want to stop here because it looked like a hole in the wall, right? But they were always nice to me when I walked by. So after about a year, I finally sat down and ordered a coffee and something to eat. And the food was good, and I'm happy that I did. Because the lady who owns this place, she's one of the most kind people that I've met in Vietnam. But every now and then I still have this thing where I don't want to sit down because, it kind of looks like a hole in the wall. Maybe that's a flaw in my character. Maybe it's not, right? I mean, you can say it's a flaw on the one end because you're being superficial, but on the other end, you can say, well, it's not a flaw because you deserve to be in the best environment, you deserve to have the best products and services, and you should not have to lower your standards. So I don't think about it. I just kind of go with it however I feel in the moment. But anyway, let's get back to it. So we're talking about I am consciousness. All right, so when you get down to that level where you give your attention to something and it manifests as a particle, and when you don't give your attention to something, it is energy or invisible, right? It's invisible, undetectable by modern sensors and by your senses, okay? It's not detectable, all right? But it's there. So what is this telling us? What is this telling us about our physical body? The physical body, at its deepest level, is not physical at all. It's physical only because what? At some level, consciousness has turned its attention to it. Therefore, it manifests as a particle or as what? Or as mass, or not mass, but as something you can perceive with your eyes, right? Flesh. Oh, it's getting too loud over here. There's a recycling plant next door. Where I'll show y'all. It's where the poor people, like the ones who go and collect bottles and all of that kind of stuff. See right there, they collect all kinds of recyclables, and they bring it over here. And they do whatever they do with the plastics. This is the one thing about Vietnam, and I think all of Asia, people smoke cigarettes. I mean, it's like, how do you smoke cigarettes? And they do it like, like every, I gotta move. People on both sides of me are smoking cigarettes. Let me move on it. Keep moving. Let me move over here. I can't stand cigarette smoke. Hey y'all, one of the most dangerous things you can do is expose yourself to secondhand cigarette smoke. That's one of the absolute most dangerous things you can do. So the guy was nice. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yes. Thank you. All right, so he's a good guy. He saw I didn't like it and he put a cigarette out. Most people don't do that. All right, y'all. But yeah, one of the most dangerous things you can do is expose yourself to secondhand cigarette smoke, and especially if you're taking birth control pills. You're asking for a heart attack or a stroke. You are asking for it. You're begging for it. All right? Ask your doctor. And also, if you have little babies, I mean, it's you're doing them a lot of damage if you allow them to be exposed to secondhand smoke. Surely they're going to come up with asthma, and asthma is no joke. Asthma can take you out of here, can take a child out of here, right? And then if you get other illnesses, you know, in addition to asthma, it's just terrible, right? It's just terrible. So why even do that to yourself? Okay, so let's get back on topic. So the physical body is really not even physical at all. Y'all hear me? The physical body is not physical at all, scientifically speaking. Okay? So this video is about I am, or who am I? I am, and then whatever follows, right? I want to focus on the consciousness part of this. So I am, or I is not the physical body. But you might say I am, and you point to your chest as if I am my body, right? Or this is me right here, who you're looking at. This is me, I am. But that's not the I at all, okay? The I is the user, of your physical body. What does that mean? The I uses your eyes to see, your ears to hear, your mouth to taste, your skin, your hands, feet, etc. to touch, right? And your nose to smell. So what I'm trying to say to you is that according to science, I is not located in your brain. The I is not located in your brain. It's not located in your physical body. But it is a user of your physical body. Y'all understand me? The I is external. The I is the user of your physical body according to science. For example, take a look at this. Let's talk about intention. Let's say I say, hey, Shara, move your left leg. And then you move your left leg. Let's say I have you connected to some sensors. And when you move your left leg, the sensors go crazy, right? Showing that you moved your left leg. Right? But what's not detected on the sensor? Your intention to move your left leg was not detected. Your intention was not detected. So why is it that your intention to move your left leg was not detected by the sensors, right? Why is that? Again, think about that. Your intention. So you had to have the intention before you moved your left leg, right? Otherwise you wouldn't have moved it. Everybody see that? You had the intention to move your left leg. And you moved it. But the intention is undetectable. Why is that? Because that intention didn't come from inside of your brain. Your brain is what? biochemical and electrical action, right? The brain, your physical body, is running off of biochemical and electrical energy and action, period. Everybody see that? So who am I? I does not reside in your physical body. It is undetectable. It is undetectable, therefore it's not there. Y'all follow me? So I is consciousness. I is consciousness. So what is the mind? What is the brain? A brain weighs about, if I remember correctly, 3 to 5 pounds, if I remember correctly. It's really soft. I held brains in my hand before. They're really soft. Okay. They don't look like much. Right? It doesn't look like anything special. They look kind of nasty, actually. And they feel a little bit nasty when you hold it in your hand. And there's nothing special about it when you look at the way it looks. Right? So intelligence is something that we are born with. The capacity to learn. Metaphysical and physical, right? Learning in terms of what? You can learn by doing something, you say, oh, I'm not going to do that again. Or you can learn by doing something, you can say, oh, I'm going to do that again, right? Learning from experience. But then you can also learn things that you read in books, right? Or stories that you're told from other people. You can learn. Now, when I was coming up in religion, there was this guy, I think his name was Larry Smith. Larry Smith. And he used to always talk about, I must have been 17, 18, maybe 19 years old, something like that. And he used to always talk about experience is the worst teacher, right? According to him, experience is the worst teacher. Because if you listen to other people who have done something, experienced the pain or failure, if you listen to them, you don't have to experience that same pain or failure. You don't have to undergo the consequence, right? Whether he's right or wrong. But anyway, there are other components to intelligence, right? Being intelligent is not being able to solve a math problem. It's not being able to read a scripture or understand. That has nothing to do with intelligence, okay? We all come in here. When I say we, I'm talking to the indigenous organic Moors, the Genesis chapter 2 Moors. All right. In fact, I'm going to post a video about this, y'all. This video is going to show some research that was done, but that was hidden. But Dr. Gabriel Oyebu, the most brilliant scientist of modern times. Okay, his theorem is the Gaga theorem. He's the first person I ever heard about talking about this research. So y'all search Dr. Gabriel Oyebu or search Gaga, G-A-G-U-T. I think it's called God Almighty or the God Almighty Grand Unified Theorem or something like that. But y'all search that and support that brother. He's the most important, most brilliant scientist of modern times. Okay, and I mean that literally. But the brother never got his dues. Okay, and everybody should know why, and nobody should question. Nobody should question his work in the way that black people and niggas do. Okay, I'm not saying don't examine his work. I'm saying don't do that whole black thing on the brother. All right. So y'all go out, buy his books, support him, subscribe to his YouTube channel if he still has it. But anyway, this brother brought out the relationship between the hybrid Paleolithic troglodytes, okay, who classified themselves as white people. He brought out their intelligence capacity based upon their genetics, their genome. Okay, and he compared that to ours. The people who were created from the soil of the earth, the land, the Moors. Okay, the Genesis. In other words, the intelligence of the Genesis chapter 2 man versus compared to the intelligence of the Genesis chapter 1 mankind or human. All right, y'all have to see this research. Now, y'all can listen to Dr. Oyibu or one of his assistants explain it, but I'm going to post a video of someone else. One more. Yes. You want me to pay now? How much? Yeah, I want 2. So no, one more. What's up, man? No, I want one more. One more. Okay. So that's the lady who I said is really, really kind to me. All right. So he got a hold somehow of this research that's been hidden, copyright and hidden so that nobody could publish it. And he goes into the intelligence capacity of us and them. Everybody needs to hear this. And then who they are closest to. Now, I did a couple videos on this, and I talk about it quite often in Zion Law School in the 506 The Curses course, which everybody is invited to come and observe. You can observe for free. It's not going to cost you 1 red cent. Okay, you don't have to buy anything. Okay, and you can come at minimum twice. At minimum. Sometimes I let people come longer. I let people come for free for 3 weeks, for 8 weeks. It's just that I want you to experience and learn. Okay, that's the point. And of course, this is not a free course. If you want to enroll, I don't believe in, it's not my style to ask somebody to pay for something that they are not completely sure that they want to participate in, right? So I let people stay. If I think, or if they tell me that they're really interested, right? They just need some more time to decide what they want to do. I understand that. That's okay with me. All right. So there's no risk. There's no risk. If you like your co-scholars, if you feel, you believe that the content is something that can make your life better, then you can enroll. But if not, then you can walk away and you have free education, right? For the time that you were there. All right, so everybody's invited to that. And then also, y'all, thanks for subscribing to the 101 Ancient Ibaryath course. And if you haven't enrolled, go ahead and do so. All right, it's on zionlawschool.org. But let me get back to the question. to the topic. So anyway, so there is a difference. There is a difference in consciousness between Genesis chapter 2, organic Moors of the land, the rightful heirs. There is a difference between our consciousness and the consciousness of the hybrid troglodytes, or the hybrid troglodyte niggers, or the Neanderthals, or the Paleolithic man, the caveman, etc., 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 who today classifies himself as white or white people. Now I'm talking about according to science, right? According to science, not my personal point of view. Y'all can look at the research, okay? And that's not, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just pointing out the research. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Can I have one more? Can I have one more? One more? One more? I want cafe. Cafe.
One more.
Yeah, one more.
One more coffee.
Yeah, one more.
Một ly cà phê nữa gì? Em một ly nữa.
Yeah. Thank you. Huh? Huh? To here, man. For here, yeah. Thanks. So what was I saying? So there's a difference according to science, and this research, I believe it was funded by President Bill Clinton back in the 90s, like 96. Some of y'all might know what I'm talking about. So there is a difference in consciousness, and we're talking about consciousness right now. All right? So there is intelligence, okay, that we're all born with. There's a difference in intelligence between Genesis chapter 1, man and womb man, yes, thank you. Man and womb man were given intelligence as original equipment, and every Genesis chapter 2 womb man and woman has that given to them at birth. You didn't have to pay for it. You didn't have to do anything for it. It is free. Thank you. It is free. Original, an original gift, free. Everybody has it. It's there. The problem is that you don't know it and you don't value it, and you doggone sure don't appreciate it. Now I'm talking you in general, okay? Because if you knew it, you wouldn't behave the way you behave, and your situation would be different than what it is now for most of y'all, or even for all of us, actually. Right? So we have to undergo intentional deprogramming, dehypnotizing of ourselves, deprogramming. All right. So now that's the intelligence aspect of it, but there's another level or a nuance of intelligence. Y'all hear me? There is a nuance of intelligence that is popularly called spirituality. There is a higher, a transcendent level of intelligence commonly referred to as spirituality in today's world. Think about what I just said. There is a nuance of intelligence commonly referred to as spirituality. And I can tell y'all, one of the things that frustrated me the most, people would talk about spirituality And my question was, well, what the heck is spirituality? Even now, it irritates me when people talk about spirituality, because people have so many different definitions of what spirituality is. So you talk to one person and then the other, they're going to have two different concepts of what spirituality is. Y'all understand me? So how can you even discuss the topic if you don't have a clear definition of what spirituality is? All right? So is spirituality the metaphysics or the abstracts? Is spirituality something that you get from the deity who you worship? Right? So is spirituality coming from something external or someone external to you? For example, let's say you worship the Tetragrammaton deity. All right? Let's say you worship the Tetragrammaton deity in any of its various forms, regardless of how you pronounce the name, regardless of how you spell that name. All right? Any of its various forms. Okay? Is your spirituality given to you by this external deity? Is that the source of your spirituality? You need to, in other words, to be spiritual, the deity has to give you spirituality. Otherwise, you don't have it. Y'all see what I'm saying to you? Or is spirituality something that you have inside of you and you manifest it? See, what is spirituality? All right? Is spirituality intelligence? Is it feelings and emotions? See, what is spirituality? Actually, if y'all would be so kind, could you put in the comment section of this video what spirituality is to you? What is spirituality to you? And see, and then that begs the question, how do you grow spiritually? How do you grow spiritually? See, these are Christian concepts, as far as I'm concerned. These are Christian concepts. All right? How do you grow spiritually? You have to read the Bible, read your holy book in order to grow spiritually. You have to engage in certain rituals as directed by your deity or by your religious leader. And is that spirituality? Y'all follow me? Is that spirituality? All right. So intelligence and spirituality are on the same. If you look at a line, right? There's one. Let's say there's one extreme of the line, no intelligence. Let's say as unintelligent. Well, let's just say stupid, right? But I'm not insulting anybody. On one end of the line, there's nothing. It's just stupidity. There's nothing there. On the other end of the line, it's the most extreme degree of intelligence. Let me say it like that. On one end of the line, it is the least extreme degree of intelligence. And then on the absolute other end of the line, it is the most extreme degree of intelligence. Okay? All right? So let's say in the middle of that line, okay? No, let me see. How do I want to say this? Okay, yeah, I messed that up, y'all. Scratch that. Let's say at one end of the line, it is the least extreme degree of intelligence. Okay? And then on the opposite extreme end of the line, that is spirituality. Okay? On the opposite end of that line, let's call that spirituality. All right? So what this research was showing, and what this one particular professor said, now this is his opinion, what he said is that the gift of intelligence that we have, Genesis chapter 2, man, is enough based upon the genetics, right, for us to be able to have spirituality. In other words, we have intelligence, but then we have more than intelligence, right? We have spirituality. You understand me? But he's saying that the hybrid, his intelligence capacity does not reach the point of spirituality. He doesn't have enough intelligence where you can call it spirituality. All right. So I thought it was very interesting, very, very interesting for him to say that and then to think about that, right? So what is this? What is this spirituality? Well, some people might call it intuition, right? The intuitive mind. Some people might call it the ability to what? The ability to what? Listen to plants. Listen to plants. Now, y'all think that sounds crazy, don't y'all? Who in the world can listen to a plant? Right? But do you all realize that I think it was George Washington Carver, y'all know the famous scientist? He was asked, how do you know everything about these plants and what they can do? Right? Well, he said the plants talk to him. He said he used to walk through the woods or the forest, touch the plants, and he would ask the plants, what can you do for me? Etc., etc. He'd have a conversation with the plants, and the plants would talk back to him. All right? Or like Dr. Frances Cress Wessling said, the author of the ISIS papers, y'all remember what she said? She said it's melanin. Melanin is like an antenna that connects us to what? To universal consciousness. In other words, you can imagine it like this. There's a database or a universal, let's say, database where all information is stored. Okay? And your melanin can connect you to that database so that you can get downloads. You can start accessing information. All right? And you get it through your melanin. All right? It is an antenna, a receiving sensor. Okay? And you get information. You get downloads. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all see that? Your melanin is a sensor and an antenna that allows you access to all consciousness. This is according to Dr. Frances Cress Wessling, the author of the ISIS papers. So y'all know there's a lot of metaphysical work that's been done in our community on melanin. But there's also a lot of scientific research that's been done by the hybrids. Y'all should go check it out. I think Dr. Africano or whatever, I can't remember the brother's name right now. I think he's done a lot of work on melanin too. Okay, so y'all go out and get his stuff. All right. So This is spirituality. So let me repeat it again. If you draw a line, on one end of the line, it is the degree where there's no intelligence, absolutely no intelligence, or the least amount of intelligence, right? And then on the opposite end of that line is spirituality. All right? And all living things have intelligence that's somewhere on that line. Okay? The intelligence of all living things is going to be somewhere along that line. Y'all see that person crossing right there? That was a tranny. It's unbelievable how well, anyway, let's not get off topic. So, man, Genesis chapter 2, just to summarize, Genesis chapter 2, man has intelligence that also has what? The nuance of spirituality. Genesis chapter 2, mankind, which is the human, watch the video I did. All right, there's a thumbnail of a chimpanzee and an orangutan. Watch that video. All right, that human, Genesis chapter 1, although born from a woman, although born from the womb of a womb man, cannot inherit land. All right, y'all make y'all connections. Okay, so we're talking about consciousness. I am. So who am I? And we can see who you are by your actions, can't we? We can see who you are by your actions. Huh? All right, so back to the discussion. So I, as I've always said, I is consciousness. Consciousness is all knowing. All information that there is to know is contained in consciousness, right? That is consciousness. All information that ever was and that ever will be is consciousness. All awareness is consciousness, okay? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy is information. All right? Energy is information. It has information embedded in it. It is information. Okay? It's intelligence. Okay? Consciousness is energy. Consciousness is intelligence. Okay? Consciousness is all awareness, all intuition, all everything. Okay? So the I in I am, in I self-law am master, again, is non-local. It is not inside of your brain. It's not inside of your body. Okay? But where is it? It is external. It is everywhere, yet nowhere. Okay, remember what we talked about? When you pay attention to something, it what? It manifests as a particle. It's everywhere, but nowhere. It's non-local. Okay? And then here's the amazing thing about it, y'all. All minds are connected. All minds are connected. Why? Why are all minds connected? Because all minds are consciousness. It's the same consciousness. It is the same consciousness occupying my mind that's occupying every other person on the planet. All minds are connected. All right, so this is why you will read in certain success and achievement literature about the what? They tell you what? You need to put a team together. You need to have a mastermind, right? You need to have a mastermind. So instead of one mind, two minds is not two minds, it's 10 minds. All right? 3 minds is not 3 minds. Okay? It increases exponentially and probably geometrically. All minds are connected. In other words, or here's an example of it. Have you ever had the experience where you thought of somebody and then they called you? Or you bumped into them? Or have you ever had an experience where you wanted something and all of a sudden what you wanted fell right in your lap? Where you needed something and then all of a sudden what you needed fell right in your lap? Huh? Have you ever thought about somebody and you said, I sure would like to see them again? And lo and behold, you see them again. All minds are connected. Are y'all aware that when discoveries are made, they're usually made by 2 or 3 people at the same time? Did y'all know that? All minds are connected. In other words, I can access your mind and you can access my mind. Why? Because we're all the same consciousness. And that information is available to anyone. But see, that's been taught to you as being something evil. Something evil. Devil worship. Spiritism. Right? That's what Christianity has taught you. Why? So that they can make you afraid of natural law. Make you afraid of the natural laws that govern everything and that make you a what? A power. Connotatively speaking, a god. All of these things that make you the absolute most intelligent man or woman on the planet. On the planet. Y'all hear me? You can create, do, be, whatever you have. Whatever you want, rather. Let me repeat that. You can create, have, do, or be, or over. You can move a mountain of a problem, right? By using natural law. So when you look at Genesis chapter 1, the commission to have you in subjection and to have mastery and superiority over you, shouldn't be surprising that they took that away from you by making you think that it's spiritism and creating a devil, creating this devil personality, and this idea that you're going to burn in hell, to take that away from you, right? So that they can do what? Conquer you. Conquer you. Conquer you mentally, right? Now, is it the Paleolithic hybrid who did this? No. These were in fact Moors. Moors did this to you. Your own people, your own bloodline did it to you. All right? Your own people did it to you. Why? Why? The same reason a lot of y'all trying to get over and use people now. They're no different than you. Okay? They wanted something that don't belong to them, and they want other people to work for them, and they want to have all of the lower self stuff that you do. A lot of y'all listening to this are liars, thieves, crooks, and criminals. Same as they were. All right? Same as they were. And they did the research and experimentation to create what we now call the Paleolithic or the hybrid troglodyte nigger, the Neanderthal. Okay? So that they can do what? So that they can come over to the Americas and use those humans as soldiers and other beasts of burden, and to do other tasks of beasts of burdens, so that they could conquer us. You understand that? They created the Genesis chapter 1 human, that kind of a man, with the sperm of a troglodyte nigger chimpanzee. All right. Now I've also seen some info about orangutan DNA. Okay. I don't know the whole story. Okay. And they use the egg of a Moabite woman. All right. And here you have Neanderthal. And then that experimentation was done over decades, probably hundreds of years. I have no idea, right? It was perfected, but the whole purpose was to come to the Americas and conquer. All right. So now you see, or you hear rumors about the Soviet Union, the U.S., creating these genetically modified super soldiers. Same concept. Same concept. Y'all hear me? Y'all heard? All right. So this is why they were created. They were created to conquer you. All right. And your own bloodline did it to you. All right. Now, isn't that poetic justice? That they have now conquered us, right? Some people wonder if Moors are behind this. You know, who knows? Who really knows? But correlate this to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and all of the other chapters and verses that have to do with the contract, right? Make the correlation. Integrate it with science. Integrate it with historical information. Integrate it with law concepts, law principles. So you have to start thinking like that. You have to think and look at things as a system, okay? You have to look at things as a system. Don't look at things theologically, because you are the loser. Okay? You're the loser when you're looking at things theologically. All right? Your ass out from the beginning. Everybody understand that? So let's continue. So the I is consciousness. Some people call it what? Some people call it capital G-O-D. Oh. Yes. No, thank you. No, thank you, sweetie. No, thank you. Some people call it what? Capital G-O-D. Ignorantly call it capital G-O-D. Huh? Some people call it the Most High. Some people call it city consciousness. Some people call it Christ not consciousness. Y'all hear me? So when I say, and y'all Christians, probably Muslims too, might be offended by this. So when I say I am a condensation of the Most High, or I am, right? Whatever I say I am, my rights are whatever I say my rights are. I can do anything that I want to do, right? As long as I'm willing to do what? Put the energy and effort into learning and doing it, following natural law. Okay? I am a condensation of the Most High. Right? I'm a pinch of the Most High. And guess what? Y'all ever heard of the Holographic Universe? All there is contained in me. Listen to that. All there is contained in you. Why? Because you're also a condensation of the Most High. Right? Think about that. You and your intuitive mind, who you don't even realize you have an intuitive mind. You've been taught that you're nothing. I remember back in the day, it used to be popular for Christians to be taught that they're worms. Huh? Does that offend you? Does that make you want to unsubscribe? Does that make you want to leave this channel? Because I'm telling you that you are also a condensation of the Most High, and everything that there is to know is inside of you. You're born with it. This is why I'm telling you, you have to dehypnotize yourself. You have to deprogram yourself. Listen to me. Hear what I'm saying to you. You are a condensation of the Most High. What does that mean? Think about that. What does it mean to be a condensation of the Most High? And everything that there is in you. Then who are you? Who am I? You ponder that. Because I know who I am. It's not for me to tell you who you are, but it should be abundantly clear if you can accept it. Huh? So I am not the physical body. I'm the user of the sensory apparatus of the physical body, according to science. I am not my brain, right? The one who has the intention, the I, is not inside the brain. It is undetectable by modern scientific sensory tools. It's not there. All right? So what is this telling us? Intention. Intention is power. Let me repeat that. Intention is power. Intention is more powerful than anything else you can think of. Why? Because you need to first have intention before you'll take any action. Huh? Y'all see that? Without the intention, you will not take action. Without knowing who you are, you're going to what? You're going to adopt a worldview, a paradigm that somebody else gave you. So now let's rethink this, okay? Let's rethink it. Let's take a look at life right now. People talk about the universe. I've been doing these astrotheology videos, right? We talk about the universe. What the heck is the universe? Is the universe the stars? Are the stars really stars? Y'all hear me? Are the stars really stars? Okay. Who knows? Are the stars really these things that are super hot, right? These fires in the sky? Is that what they really are? Are they really planets? We look up and we see these shimmering lights, right? We see red, blue, yellow. Some of them look white. The sun can look orange. It can look yellow. It can look more whitish. Right? But what are we really looking at? Well, let me tell you this. So this dude come right by me and fire up his nasty cigarette. Damn, so rude. So, and see, this begs the question, what are we even looking at when we see the yellow, the blue, all these different colors? All these different colors, what are we really looking at? Well, according to modern science, we're looking at photons. But that doesn't explain why we perceive it as being a color, right? It doesn't explain that. I mean, we could talk about light waves and all of that, but why do we perceive it as being different colors? Y'all see that? Nobody really knows that. We can only describe, for example, blue, we can describe its wave pattern, but we don't know why we see it as blue. Nobody knows. Y'all hear me? Nobody knows. Science describes. But that's all it does. It just describes. Okay? But that's not the reason. Okay? That's just a description of what the sensory apparatus that you're using is showing. Period. That's it. That's all it's saying. And so then the scientist will then begin to explain things, what he thinks and why. All right? That's his theory. Okay? Now the reason I told y'all to research Dr. Darrell-El is because his work is not a theory, it's a theorem. It's been worked out, it's fact. It's a theory of everything. Huh? Y'all hear that? It's the theory of everything. It's been worked out. Okay? And the man has got absolutely no credit for it. I think he did this in 94. I think is when he first published his works. Gaga. But anyway, y'all, consciousness is something that still remains an unknown. That's what I'm trying to say. But that's who you are. And you are everything. And let me say this about the worldview, the paradigm. Okay? We see a universe because that's our paradigm. Okay? That's our paradigm. And that's culture. Right? But if there's a different paradigm, a different worldview, and a different culture, they're going to see something else. They might see up there water. They may see an ocean above us. And the stars are just something in the ocean that shimmers. You understand me? That might be what they see, their paradigm. All right, y'all? Okay? And then they come up with their own way of explaining it. This is why controlling your paradigm, or you making your own paradigm, you developing and maintaining, protecting your own culture and paradigm is of utmost importance. Otherwise you're going to be locked into a paradigm and worldview of someone else who wants to use you, who wants to enslave you, who wants you to put forth your labor to benefit them, all right? And their heirs, all right? Anyway, y'all, Anyway, that's all I really wanted to say. So I, just remember the I in I, self, law, and master, and the I and I am is everything we talked about in this video. So go back and listen to the video again if you have any questions, all right? I'm Dr. Yasapa from Zion Law School. Islam to all the Moors. And Shalawama to the entire house of Yasharallah. And never, ever, ever forget that you are the substance and subject matter of the law. And the law is there for what? To benefit you. All right? But you must be competent. All right. See y'all next time.